Saxon Algebra 2, Lesson 41. Hello, students. Let's revisit our old friends, unit multipliers. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 problems with these. That's all there is. That's the only topic for this lesson. They're going to start really easy, and we're going to pick up speed as we go. Let's start with the first one. Use a unit multiplier to change 600 inches into feet. Notice the way I set it up. Please set the problems up just the way that I do. I'm trying to organize your mind and help you remember all the steps, and that's what drives the way I do this. All right, we want to change inches into feet, 600 inches into feet. And John tells us use a unit multiplier. That is our big clue, that we're only gonna have to multiply this thing once to get an adjustment. Now, this one may be so obvious that you can do it in your head. That's fine. But I want you to learn the method so that when the numbers get harder, you won't sit down and cry. All right, we're gonna multiply this original number, and I'm gonna put it over 1 so that I won't get confused about why that's floating. We're gonna multiply it by a unit multiplier that will convert inches into feet. We know there's a relationship between inches and feet. We know that there are 12 inches in every 1 foot, and we know that for every 1 foot, there's 12 inches. Those are 2 unit multipliers that relate these 2 units, but only one of them will work in our problem. How do we know which one? Easy. We look at the starting unit. It's inches. We want that on the bottom. So this is the one that we want because we want those inches to cancel. That's the easiest way to think of it. So inches go here, feet go here. I've written down the numbers, but here's the thought process. We go, which one's bigger, an inch or a foot? A foot is, so it gets the 1. And how many inches are in a foot? 12. Beautiful. Now, we check to make sure our units are behaving properly. The inches cancel. We're left with feet. Feet are what we want. Yippee. Now all we have to do is multiply across, and we get 600 over 12. In some of the easier problems, John reduces that number. But as you recall, soon we are going to get into big long chains of numbers, and you're not asked to reduce those or simplify them. So I don't ask you to do these. This is fine. And P.S., we'll probably have one of these on the test, but I won't give you such an easy one. It'll be harder. Okay, that is a unit. This was a problem where we were converting a unit of length, right? Because inches measure length and feet measure length. This next one, we're going to be converting units of area. And this is confusing because they're the same units except they're squared. That's our heads up that we're now talking about area instead of length. Use unit multipliers to convert 44 square feet to square inches. We're still talking about inches and feet, which are units of length, but we're saying squared. That's how we know it's area. So let me read it again, 44 square feet. And remember, when you're setting this up, don't write square feet, write the unit twice, right? Squared stands for 2 times. And we want to go to squared inches, right? That's how we want our units to behave, square feet to square inches. Now, we know that whenever we're converting units of area, we have to multiply twice because we have to adjust both dimensions of the calculation, right? Area has a length and a width. Let's just imagine that it's a rectangle fabric, right? Something. There's a length and a width. We have to adjust one dimension and then the other dimension. So that's why we need to use 2 unit multipliers. However, they're both going to do the same thing. They're both going to help us adjust from feet to inches. So now instead of writing down my units, I'm going to do them in my head as I work. These are going to be the same multiplier. They're both going to take me from feet to inches. Feet are my starting unit, so I know I want feet in the bottom. That's going to cancel, and I'm going to want inches up here, and that will give me the right answer. What's bigger, a foot or an inch? A foot is, so that gets the 1. How many inches are in a foot? 12. All right, put this over a 1. All of this we're multiplying together. right? Unit multipliers. It's a big multiplication problem. So now we're ready to summarize. We've got ones for days in the bottom, so we can forget about that. It's 44 times 12 times 12. Oh, I forgot to check my units. Feet cancel here, feet cancel here. That's why I write this out rather than just writing like feet with an exponent. I want to be able to cancel them. And that leaves me with inches and inches, which is exactly where I want to be. And I write this out because I want to circle them. So my final answer is 44 times 12 times 12 inches squared. And this is a perfectly lovely answer. Okay? There's two more. I'm going to go over here. I want your brain to be fresh. The next one you have to play along with me just a little bit. I know, you guys always play along with me, and I appreciate that very much. Oh, P.S. Hold the bus. I got my yearbook right here. You ready? First of all, I just want to tell you, this is my middle school yearbook. Are you ready? From 1970 to 1971. 50 years ago. Wrap your head around that, if you dare. These are communication teachers. My teacher wasn't there that day because I don't think I had any of these people. Glassford, did I have Glassford that year? Maybe. Anyway, these are the math teachers, so let's just get serious, okay? This is Miss Guston. I never had her. Miss Weingate. I had her one year, but she wasn't memorable. She must have been like my 6th grade. This was 7th grade, I'm pretty sure. Pat Herrick, I had him in 9th grade, and we tormented him terribly. But this, you guys, this is the man. That's Jerry LaCrone, is how you say his name. There he is, Mr. Jerry LaCrone. He's the swimming fishes guy. Can you get a good look at him? I'm just going to send you an actual photo so you can zoom the heck in on that. That's the guy who invented swimming fishes. Look at his striped pants. I mean, what's not to love? I believe he's wearing a turtleneck under a blazer. Come on, how good is that? I hope that 50 years from now, you're sharing pictures of me. If you guys were math teachers, that would just pretty much warm my heart. Even if you were homeschooling your own kids, show them my picture and tell them all about me. I'm sure it would be a lovely bonding moment for you. But anyway, there he is. He's sitting right here next to me doing this problem. Example 41.3, use unit multipliers to convert 42 square yards, and sometimes I write down so that it's easier to cancel, over to square inches, okay? We need to go from yards to inches. Now, you probably can quickly figure out how many inches are in a yard, but I want you to pretend that you can't. I want you to pretend that you know how many feet are in a yard, but you don't know how many inches. So what you decide is that we need to go, and this is how I do it. We need to go from yards to feet. And because we're working in areas, we have to do it twice, right? Then we'll be in feet. Then we'll go from feet to inches and make the second conversion. And I know you probably know, oh, there's 36 inches in a yard. Wait, why can't we just go in one jump? We could, but we're practicing this double jump technology here. So play along and learn how to do it, and then you'll be glad when we go by. Like if we were doing miles to inches, I bet you don't know how many inches are in a mile. So you would need to go miles to feet, feet to inches. So that was probably confusing, but anyway, just do it this way. All right, so in this one, we're gonna go from yards to feet. We're starting in yards, so that means I need yards on the bottom, and I'm gonna need feet on the top. What's bigger, a yard or a foot? A yard is. I have a yardstick that was my grandfather's. My grandfather was a well driller. Well, first he was a pastor, and then that didn't work out. Long family drama. So then he became a well driller, literally had machines that dug giant holes in the ground. And he used to go to well driller conferences, not kidding. And I have one of the yardsticks from one of his conferences. Okay, so we're going from yards to feet. I totally distracted you. I'm sure I distracted myself. Yards go on the bottom because we want them to cancel. That's why I wrote it twice, so I could cancel against each one. Feet go on the top. There are 3 feet in a yard. That's cool. So we've canceled those. Now we're in feet land, aren't we? But that's not where we want to be. We want to be in inch land. So we have to do one more set of multipliers. This time we're going to want the feet. We want to go from feet to inches. See, I draw my little plan down here of what I want to do. This one's going to take us from feet to inches. So I put feet on the bottom. I put inches on the top, which is bigger, a foot. 12 inches in a foot. Now the feet cancel like so, and the inches are what I have left. Beautiful. Everything worked out. Now all I have to do is write the answer, which can be written thusly, 42. Don't forget that original number. It's easy to forget. And these, I'm multiplying all of this whole giant mashup. 42 times 3 times 3 times 12 times 12 inches squared. That would be a lovely way to present the answer, and I would be very happy. Yay. One more. Ready? Okay, so this one's going to be nutso. Example 41.4. Use unit multipliers to convert 16 cubic miles. Okay, so now we're working in volumes, right? These are miles, not meters. Let me put the I on. Which means we have to use each unit multiplier 3 times. And we're trying to get to cubic inches. Inches, inches, inches. Now, I can't go from miles to inches in one jump. Luckily, we already practiced going in 2 jumps. So how am I going to get from miles to inches? Well, first, I'm going to go from miles to feet. Right? In this one, oh wait, let me make it into 3 boxes, right? I'm going to want miles on the bottom. So they'll cancel. This is over 1. I'm multiplying everything. 3 miles on the bottom, and then I'm going to want 3 feet on the top. That sounds really weird. Which is bigger, a mile? How many feet? Oh boy. 5,280, 5,280, 5,280. Now, you can see the problem. Maybe with your pencil it'll be better, but I run out of room really quickly. So I have a shortcut method I use when we're using the same multiplier twice or even 3 times. I just write up here 3 times. Then I just write the multiplier once, miles. And what I do is I write it out. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not right. We've already gone away from miles. Now we have feet, right? So this is feet, 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 inches, inches, inches. Which is bigger, an inch or a foot? A foot is, and which is bigger? How many inches are in a foot? 12. Now I have to remember that I'm doing that 3 times. So now I can cancel though. All my feetsies cancel. And I'm left with 3 inches. That's what I want. Cubed, not 3 times. Now I'm going to gather up my numbers. Ready? It's going to be 16 times, and look, here's another way to write this. That's so much easier. 5,280 cubed times 12 cubed inches cubed. This is a lovely way to write the answer as well. Last time I wrote it out like that, that's fine. But if you want to save your wrist a little wear and tear, do it like that. John writes very cleverly in the book. I just have to show you. He's such a witster. He wrote, it seems that there are quite a few cubic inches in 16 cubic miles. Killing me, just killing me. He does not use the exponential shortcut that I do, but that's okay. You can do it like me. He likes to write all those parentheses. You know, maybe his wrist could take the abuse, but we're protecting ours. All right, that's a crash course in reviewing unit multipliers It was fun. We're going to be doing it for a few little units. It's going to pop up in a few lessons, so enjoy the ride. Thanks, bye.